story, it's Ever here. Okay, so I've decided to do a story time today talking about a teacher I had when I was in school. And this teacher will always hold a very special place in my heart. He was just such a nice teacher. He listened, and he was kind, and he was very considerate, very caring. He spoke to us as human beings, not children. And I know some people who went to school with me might see this video and think, well, no, actually, he was an ass. But I remember him, in my mind, he was always very kind, very helpful. He listened, and he really did help me out a lot. He listened to my mum as well when my mum went in and said, look, there's something wrong with Eva, there's something not quite right. His wife had a teaching qualification or teaching degree in dyslexia, and she actually taught in a school. Lots of people with dyslexia. But I remember Mr. Patwood being very smart, very kind, and said, when my mum went in, he said, well, look, I can't push Mr. I'm not going to say the headmaster's name. I can't push the headmaster to do the assessment or get her assessed without physical evidence. Because I do agree there's something that she's struggling with her education. So we do need to get to the bottom of it. Because in the past, all the teachers had always said that I was lazy, I was stubborn, I just didn't want to learn, I just couldn't be bothered learning and all that. But Mr. Packwood, there was one other teacher whose name escapes me, and I can't think of his teacher's name because she was awesome too. And I think maybe there was three good teachers: Mrs. Wilsonholm, Mr. Packwood, and this other teacher whose name I cannot for the life of me remember. But she those three were the ones who actually fought in my corner in school. And anyway, I'm getting off the point. My mum just got all these books about dyslexia and took them into school, wrote everything down that she thought that I did from the books, took them into the school and went, there you go, Mr. Packwood, there's your evidence. And Mr. Packwood goes, well, okay, do you mind if I take these books home? I'll get my wife to sit with me, go through them, because like I said, she had actual insight into dyslexia. And my mum's like, no, do what you need to do. So my mum left the books with him, he took them home, him and his wife sat through them. And Mr. Patwood can't expect his wife to say, no, yeah, there's no signs of dyslexia here. But she went through the books with him, and she was like, yeah, this girl's dyslexic, she's definitely dyslexic. Anyway, so my mum came back in and said, yeah, okay, you've got a point, I'll push for her to be assessed. So my mum was happy with that, and Mr. Packwood started the ball rolling for me to be assessed for dyslexia. And again, he came up against so many walls. It's kind of like, oh, well, we've not got the funding at the moment. Well, just because you're doing that doesn't mean... He fought for that diagnosis, for that assessment. And he was really in my corner. But while this was going on, I was getting bullied, because obviously the kids picked up, I was struggling, and I'd been called thick, I'd been called slow, I'd been called every name you can think of. I was being called it. I'd been called stupid, retarded, I hate that word. Another word that starts with an M, which I'm not going to say. And again, my mum had to come back in because I didn't want to go to school because of the bullying. And part of me wishes I had have left primary school and gone to a different school. But at the same time, I think even then I was one never to run away from my problems. But I wouldn't fight. I would not fight back. And this one day, a girl kicked me in my leg, and I had a big bruise on my leg. And my mum dragged me over to this girl's mum and said, "Look, your daughter's kicked Heather in the leg, and she's got a bruise on the leg." And the mum was just like, "So?" The mum just nothing, not a word. Don't care. You know, she must have done something to make her kick her. And the girl was like laughing behind my mum's back. Like, and the mum said, "Well, I'm taking it further." And got dragged into the headmaster's office, and the headmaster was like, "Well, she must have done something, you know, like, people just don't turn around and kick other people for no reason. No bullying was on at this school." And no matter what my mum tried to say, the headmaster would not have any of it. And then another time I was being bullied. A girl actually pulled my hair, because my hair's pretty long now, it's messy at the minute because I've had it up in a ponytail. I've just taken it down, so it's a bit of a mess. But my hair is very now. At one point when I was little, my hair was right down my back, and a girl just grabbed my hair, pulled it, and again I didn't fight back. I just got up and walked off. And again my mum came in. Another time, one of the times I was bullied, and I'm not proud of this, but a girl came up to me, slapped me across the face, pulled my hair so I fell on my back. So I got up. When they walked away, I picked a stone up and I chucked it out of anger. And then they turned it around like I was the one in the wrong. Then my mum had to come back in again, and she saw Mr. Patwood and said, "Look, one of these days she will fight back." And Mr. Patwood said, "Well, you know what, Mrs. Sharp, when she does, I won't stop her." He said, "Because I have seen what's going on." He said, "But I can't do anything." And my mum was like, "Well, why can't you do anything?" He said, his hands was tied. He said he's noticed things going on. He said, but again, it all came down to physical proof. Even like bruises and that were classed as physical proof. Again, because the headmaster said I could have provoked it. But anyway, this one day, the bullying carried on, and I would not retaliate. I'm not fight back. I can't say what I'm trying to say, so I'm just going to, from now on, I don't say fight back. I wouldn't fight back. And it got to the point where one of the lads, he was a few years below me, by the name of Tommy, he saw me getting bullied, and I just got up and I walked off, and it was like, and I walked off and I kicked a tree. And Tommy was a Romley traveller, gypsy, travelling person, and I kicked this tree, and he came over and he goes, hello, why are you kicking the tree? I said, I'm sick of them, I'm sick of them always bullying me. He said, you don't kick the tree, you kick them. And I just said, I can't do that. So I walked away. And the bullying went on, and this one day I was with my mum, and Tommy saw me and my mum, and Tommy went over to my mum and he was like, Pat, these girls been bullying you, Heather. I told her, and she kicked the tree. I told her, you don't kick the tree, you kick them. Can I change your pants for telling you? He was rather kind of cheeky boy. I say it was because a few years, yeah, a few years after that, he was actually killed in a car accident. He was hit by a car, and he died from his injuries. But he was such a sweet little boy. He was adorable, and he was lovely. You know, I know some mummies get a bad name and get bad press, but Tommy was adorable. He was so sweet. And my mum did give him 20 pence for telling her. But yeah, going back to Mr. Patwood. This one day, I did finally snap. And this girl, again, I am here in the fence plant, and this girl grabbed the fence plant, twisted it around and just yanked it back, so I fell down on the ground. And she was just kicking me, and I just jumped back up and I went smack, and I punched her. I didn't punch her hard, I think I just punched her shoulder or just caught on the cheek or something. And again, it's not something I'm proud of. I don't condone fighting in the least, but I just snapped. It just got too much for me, and I hit her and then I stepped back, and a lot of the people were kind of like shocked that I had it back. But Mr. Packwood and another teacher came out, broke us up, told us to stand in the corridors, kind of like give us a timeout, but she got that out first, and then I was on my own, and Mr. Packwood was, naughty girl Emma, you shouldn't have done that. It's about time you stood up for yourself. You know, he said that last bit underneath his breath, and you could see the smirk on his face as he said it. You're like, it's about time you stood up for yourself, isn't it? You know, in a way, Mr. Patwood reminds me of Remus Lupin from Harry Potter. He without the werewolf side, of course, obviously. But the way, when I read Harry Potter, when Lupin came into the stories, that is the kind of person that Mr. Patwood was. He spoke to us like people, and we was terrified because when he was our teacher, it was around the time of the first Iraq War, and we was terrified that one day we were going to class and be told he'd been sent to war, because, you know, that was just the scariest thought, that I mean, going to war, because his wife was pregnant at the time, and sadly she did lose that baby, but I think they did have another kid after. But he was terrified he would get sent off to war and everything, and that was probably one of the scariest thoughts, that he was going to go. And I think everybody in the class did think that he was going to go, but thankfully he never got called up. But a few years after I left primary school, we heard that Mr. Patwood had committed suicide, and that was just a shock, because we never expected to hear that he'd done that, or he'd taken his life or anything like that. But because he was just this great teacher, and I would love to actually, if he had survived, if he was still alive now, I would love to know to go see him and say, look, I finally got a full diagnosis of autism. But, you know, and it just makes you wonder, like, he seemed so happy. He seemed so... There was no signs that he had depression or any mental health issues. He was just Mr. Packwood. There's rumours how he did it. Some say he gassed himself, some said it was gassed himself in a car, some said it was pills. You know, and that is the saddest part, that he felt he had to do that. And you know, you never know what's behind the mask. And people seem happy and content on the outside, but on the inside they could be screaming for help, screaming for somebody to help them, and sometimes they feel like they have nowhere to turn. And I don't think people should feel like that. I think there should be a lot more help, because if there had been a lot more help, maybe Mr. Pack would still be here today. Maybe if there's a lot more people who's committed suicide, it would still be here today. But you know, I do remember Mr. Patwood with a great fondness and a lot of pride, and I'm trying to think of other words, but none are coming to me at the moment. Yeah, a lot of fondness, a lot of pride, and yeah, a lot of affection, because he did listen to people. And I think it's sad that when he needed somebody, he didn't, or he felt like he didn't have anybody. And please, if anybody who's watching this video or feels like they don't have anybody, you do, you can always drop me an inbox. I'm trying my best to help. I'm not a very good talker, as you can tell, but I'm a very good listener. Or you have charities such as Bernardo's. Yeah, if you're a kid, you have Bernardo's, you have Childline, you have Samaritans if you're an adult. But there needs to be more done to support people with mental health issues, or if you're feeling that place where they can't go on anymore. There certainly does need to be a lot more. Anyway, this story time's taken a kind of serious turn. I started out wanting it to be really happy, and it's kind of taken a more serious turn. But yeah, if you're being bullied in school, or if you feel like you need somebody to talk to, please search out for help. I'm more than willing to help. And then there's charity organisations in the UK. We have Childline, we have the Samaritans. Just please don't feel like you're alone, because you're never alone. There's somebody you can help, no matter all bad things seem. But for now, I'll say I love you lots and lots like jelly tots, and keep it wicked weird. Bye.